Hey, welcome to American Reversion. I'm Steve Smith. I want to talk today about spineless Patriots. Patriots, okay? And since they're loading up all their commercials on everybody's videos with Sandy Hook Promise and other gun control groups, I'm going to say right here, this one is not brought to you by that. This is brought to you by my book, The Reversion, and all of my other books. Yeah, I put the links down here so you know how to buy them. I always pin a comment now because some people weren't able to find how to get them on Amazon. You can get them Amazon or through me. This is about preparing for, surviving, and rebuilding after the collapse of our country, and I think it's coming. If you believe like I do, you'll like this, and there's 4 other books in the Stonemont series. So that's one of our sponsors. One of our sponsors. The other sponsor is the Second Amendment. Second Amendment. We know that. I continue to be more and more disgusted with all the news that comes out of Uvalde. Okay. I could go on forever about that, but I won't. I just put one over on Patreon. Integrative Preparedness Patreon about developing animal and survival instincts. If you're interested in that, go over and join that Patreon page, because over there I talk a lot about that kind of stuff and carrying and using weapons and all those kinds of things. That's the spot to where I put those. Welcome to everyone. This channel is really starting to grow, and I appreciate all of you who have come to join both on YouTube and on Patreon. If you want to join us on Patreon, the link is also down there. Welcome to all the zombies. I wanted to say, because I realized yesterday I didn't finish a thought. I said that if you don't subscribe to Zombie Farmer, you need to. Okay? Zombie Farmer has both a YouTube and a Patreon account. Support him. He is a patriot carrying the message, and he does the job. He's a deputy sheriff. He puts his life on the line every day for his community, for his family. Okay? Like many of you all do, like I did for so long. That brings me also, if you want, support those that you want to support. It really helps them. Zombie Farmer, Real World Prepper. There are some others, but those guys have stood up for me like bam. So I will always give them the props. Spineless Patriots. Spineless. I'm not talking about the cops, the 19 cops who wouldn't go in and save those kids, or at least try to, in Uvalde. As disgusting as that is. What I want to talk about are all the people who pulled out of the NRA convention. Texas Governor Abbott, Texas, what is he, Lieutenant Governor or Attorney General, I forget, Paxton. They wouldn't go. I'm not a big supporter of the NRA. I want to say that right now. I am not. I don't much like them. Okay. They can keep their little $30 duffel, their $3 duffel bag for their $30 membership, because I never thought that they did anything except line their own pockets. Maybe they did a few things, but they didn't do enough, and I'm not. And I'm not a big fan of Gun Owners of America. I don't belong to either one of them, but they might be trying to do great stuff, but you know what? I never hear about them. And if you only hear about a group, if you're a member, what good are they doing? See? Okay. So that I just want to clear that up. I am not a fan of NRA. But these people who were signed up to speak or to perform at the NRA convention in Houston. So we got Abbott, we got Paxton, we got Lee Greenwood, right, who made his career, made his fortune, right? I'm proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free, right? How do you know you're free, Lee? Was it people with guns? Pansy Patriot. I could use another word, but this is a family. Okay. Who else? Was it Larry Gatlin? Don McLean, I didn't know he was still alive. I never liked his music anyway. Who else? I just read a list of people who have decided not to go. All of them. I'm going to find that. I should have read it here, but you all can find it out yourself. Well, these people are all about going to something like that, right? Unless it costs them something. Sunshine Patriots. Long as they get all the accolades, right? Then they're fine. This wasn't about, and I tell you why I don't like the NRA. Many of you probably agree with me. I don't know. I don't see that they do anything. What could an organization, be it the NRA, the Gun Owners of America, or anything else, because there's somebody talking about starting a new organization on this. I won't say who, because it's up to him to bring it out when he wants to. Excuse me half a second. But there's another organization. No, we'll see if it's starting or not. What should they have done? What was this an opportunity? Every time one of these shootings comes out, the NRA and everybody else turns tail and run, right? I guess the NRA may have done some things in the past that were worthwhile. What is that Eddie Eagle program? But any father could teach their kid to do that. Fathers used to teach their kids, or grandpas used to teach their kids how to handle guns. That's the job of a father and a grandfather. You don't need the NRA for that. What else does it need? Well, you know, I could go on for NRA. This was a perfect opportunity to come out, to offer public solace. And you might say, well, they made a statement. Yeah, they didn't do enough. They could have done more. They need to be put, except they've gone bankrupt because of internal situations. They should be out here supporting victims of crime conspicuously. Conspicuously. They ought to be dealing with the firearm, with the gun death problems in the major cities. Well, how can they do that? They can do it. If you want to do something, you can figure out a way to do it. If they're not doing it, they don't want to do it. That's where they're failing as an organization. This should have been something that they were down there, that they had support units, that they sent to Uvalde. Maybe some of the people didn't want anything to do with it. Maybe some of the people wouldn't wanted them to come because they've been poisoned by the mainstream media. Doesn't matter. You go and fight anyway. You fly your flag. You go down there, and you don't have to be having a big bus that says NRA. You can have people down there in polo shirts that say NRA on it, helping people. Helping people. How about a drive? How about a nationwide drive? Money to help the victims of gun violence. We know that it's not responsible citizens causing this gun violence. Why shouldn't responsible gun owners come together and help the victims of gun violence? Do you see what a tremendous PR victory that could be? It could. It may be rough going at first. People will put you down. So what? So, it's, when people used to go through my training, the first time that they would say something like, oh man, this is really hard, you know what I'd say? I said, good, don't do it. You weren't meant for this. Goodbye. But not in this. So it's hard. Does that mean you don't do something because it's hard? Any group that wanted to elevate itself in the public eye and in public opinion should be front and center, energetically putting itself out there to support the victims of gun violence, to increase education, not on how to properly handle a gun, but talking about the real causes of the violence in our country. Fatherless homes, ineffective mothers. And I know that sometimes, mothers do the best they can, right? But I have known guys that turned out great from single mothers. Mothers who stepped up. Too often we hear, well, the father's not here, he's absent, or he's drunk, or he's in jail, or he skipped out, and what can I do as a single mother? And so, you know what? Some mothers just step in and do the job, and they ought to be held up to in great esteem. Other mothers go through life going, well, I'm a single mom. I'm a single mom. I'm sorry that you have to deal with this, but you have a choice. Step up or don't. Just like people have a choice in this. Step up or don't. We need to do it. People look at patriots the wrong way. They either look at these spineless pseudo non-patriots, in my eyes, like the morons, the little pansies that pulled out of the NRA convention, or because the ones who stomp around and act, crazy, talking about patriot, patriot, patriot. A patriot is the one who believes in the things on which our country was based. He doesn't believe in the government. He believes on those principles on which our country was based. And he will put in the work day after day after day after day to support those principles, to stand against those who are attacking them, and to promote them to people who don't understand. That's the calling of a patriot. We have patriots here. We have a lot of patriots here, and we've got more joining all the time. And I welcome you. So I want to throw this out there. This is what I think. I will never give a dime to any of those people who pulled out of this. Not because I like the NRA, but because they were pansies. And I'll never give a dime to the NRA because they haven't done. They had a great platform from which they could do so much good, but instead they just decided to publish slick little magazines of worthless information and a lot of ads, send out millions and millions of dollars worth of fundraising stuff to get people to send them more money for their phony little gifts. They're worthless. Guys, it's time for real patriots. Doesn't mean we're all going to go out there and make a big splash. We got to make little splashes all over the place. Little fires everywhere. Wherever you go, you should be the common sense but strong, reasonable voice of American patriotism and support of the Second Amendment, supporting the idea of individual responsibility, and standing against those vigorously, standing against those who would take away our rights and despise those principles on which our country and our families are based. I would ask that you share this. Somebody asked me the other day in a comment, can I share this? You can share this. Please share this. I want this. Share mine. Share zombies. Share everybody. Well, there are some who don't want you to share their stuff, and I think it's mostly Patreon. I know Joe Fox over on Viking Preparedness, and I fully understand. He says, don't share my stuff. I get it. It's his work. It's his business. But share. Share this. Send it to people who you think it will mean something to. Send it to people that you think whatever, it'll take off. Let them be mad at me. Get the message out there. It's the only way we're going to have an effect. And we need to have an effect, or this country is over. Okay? Remember, again, it's brought to you by my books, The Reversion and all the others. Their links are down there, how to get them either from Amazon or autographed copies from me. You can get the link to our Patreon page if you want to support this channel. A great way to do it is by joining us as a member of the Patreon channel. The link is down there. It only costs $1 a month, although we have people giving a lot more than that, and I so much appreciate it. It helps us with what we're doing. Sign up if you're not already over on Zombie Farmer. Check out and sign up on Real World Prepper. These guys are the ones that are really driving it. They will bring you truth and you'll want to be a part of it. There are others out there. I'm sorry they're not coming to mind right now, but we all need to be supporting each other. You all have a good, focused, thoughtful day. Remember, this country needs a reversion, and it needs you personally to be a part of it. I'll be a part of it. Get your friends to be a part of it. Y'all have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.